Okay, so let's create the one file. I have created one file called read console and write into the file. Okay, so the file what I want to write into, I have mentioned as a in parameter. So what I need to do, I need to open the input stream. Okay, so here I'm not going to use file input stream. I'm going to use input stream reader. So what I will say input stream reader. Okay, it says reader is that is null. Okay, and output stream also we will create because we have to write into that file. So I'm copying from here and pasting it. Okay, now let's put try block, and finally, okay, so in the try block what I'm going to do, I'm going to write this, open this reader. So I will say reader is equal to new input stream reader, and input stream that I want to give as system.in. Okay, so if you go to system.in, here it is input stream, right? So I will give input stream as a system.in. It means that it will read from the console. Now what I need to do, I will open this output stream as well. Output stream is equal to new output stream, file is to write. Okay, this time I will keep on appending into this file. Okay, now what I will do, I will run this program while true, like endlessly. You can, whenever you will type into that console, this file will be written, right? So here I want to say, sorry, output stream dot write, then say input stream that is reader dot read. Okay, so and this may, let's not break it as of now. Okay, let's close both input stream and output stream, input stream reader and output stream. So if reader not equal to null, then reader dot close. Same time, if output stream not equal to null, output stream dot close. Okay. It is throwing the IO exception that I have mentioned at the method level. Okay, so now I'm going to read from console and write into this file. Fine. So let's call this method. Go to main method and say read console and write and pass this file out out file. Okay, this time I am creating this out file into location in the, just give me a few seconds. Okay, so let's run it. So what I said that this time I am giving this test file.java that is inside this training root folder, because that file is causing some compilation problem. So let's remove it. Okay, otherwise every time I need to say proceed then before I run it. Okay, now let's run it. Let's go to console. So here is the console. If you see this program is running because that is in while loop. Let's write something. This is first text I am writing into file. Okay, now let's close this one. Okay, so let's see if that file has been created or not. Yeah, that file has been created, and this is the text I written into that console, and here it has been written here. So this is how you can take information from console, then write into some file. Okay, so we have seen reading from file and writing to the file. So let's do similar thing using file reader and writer. Okay, so in this case, where I'm reading from console and writing to file, I will, instead of taking file output and stream, I will take file writer. Okay, so and I will say that file writer is equal to new file writer, and same thing like to write and append is equal to true. Okay, and this one I will use the difference between file output stream and file writer. File writer will do based on the character streaming, that is writing 2 byte at one time. So everything is same. I just replaced file output stream with file writer. Okay, so I can run this program. If I run it, I'm still taking the data from append this to. Okay, then I'm closing it. Let's see the content. Okay, so actually it is not writing into the append mode. The reason could be like I'm using input stream reader with file writer. So let's use, when we are doing the file writer, let's read from the file and write into the file. Okay, so while reading from file, what I need to do, I need to say file reader, that is file reader, new file. Let's not use system.in. Okay, let's take one content, one file here, file to read. So I will use file to read. Okay, now while same thing, int c, while c equal reader dot read not equal to -1, file writer dot write reader dot read, that is c. So let's pass one file from here. Input file is new file. New file, I will give the location of the same file like I did for file input and output stream. Let's give from src, that is the relative path. Okay, let's run it. Okay, so here the first thing was written that this is test, I'm writing into file, then it is appended in the content of that file. Okay, now if you run it again, it added few more content. Okay, so using, you have seen similar thing, but only difference between file output stream and file input stream and file writer and writer is file reader and writer that uses the character stream, where file input output stream uses the byte stream. Okay, so now let's see how buffer reader and writer works. Buffer reader and writer are very efficient way of reading and writing the file. Okay, and they are very frequently used. Okay, you will see that less uses of file input stream and file reader and writer. Generally, people use buffer reader and writer because that is efficient and you can read the text and write the text. So instead of taking character by character or byte by byte and then read it them right similar way into that another file, rather than doing that, let's do something where it will read the whole text line by line and write into another file. So that is the place where you will use buffer reader and writer. Okay, so that I will explain.